All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Kendra Kobler. I'm the Director of Programs and Operations for the Global Wellness Summit. I oversee the Shark Tank of Wellness student competition, and I have to say, it is one of my favorite responsibilities about this role. Another perk of this job is working alongside our fabulous designer, Angie Sienkiewicz, who is actually the winner of the Shark Tank of Wellness student competition in 2019. Fortunately, since then, our team has snagged her and her many talents. Today, we are hosting a brief conversation with Angie that could provide some helpful tips and inspiration about participation. If you are a current student or know of a current student who might be interested, it's not too late to participate. Applications close on July 31st, so there are still 6 full weeks to ideate and submit your most innovative wellness ideas. If you are not a current student, but you are a wellness leader with a business and entrepreneurial mindset to be one of our distinguished sharks, please visit the Global Wellness Summit website and view more information under sponsorship opportunities. So now we're going to kick off the Q&A with Angie. Welcome, Angie. So glad to have you here today. Thanks for your time.
Hi, Kendra. I'm happy we're doing this.
Me too. You are a great team member. We only have a few questions. This isn't going to be too long of a Q&A. I would guess about 10 minutes or so. So we'll keep it short and sweet. But the first one we want to kick off with is, how did you hear about the Shark Tank of Wellness student competition?
I was familiar with the Global Wellness Summit as a student because I wanted to be a part of the future of wellness. That's where I saw my career going. And that's exactly what the summit does. By bringing together leaders and visionaries of the wellness industry. But I got involved with Shark Tank because of school. I went to the Savannah College of Art and Design, and my professor Gary, as part of our curriculum, had us do the Shark Tank of Wellness competition. So worlds kind of collided, my passion for the wellness industry, along with a great opportunity right around graduation, I might add, to be a part of this competition and get networking. And I thought if it was anything like the Shark Tank show on TV, I'll be all set. So I was determined to become a finalist.
Amazing. Well, that determination certainly worked. And I also understand the Shark Tank motivation because I'm also a fan too. So that's very exciting. And so glad your school was involved. We need to get more schools involved. We need them to set the example. So thank you. You participated in the 2019 competition. How did your team come up with the idea? And can you briefly explain the concept that you submitted?
Mm-hmm. My team and I created Well Organic Organizers. And it was greatly inspired by a past wellness summit trend, actually, the wellness kitchen. And that's kind of how kitchens are outdated and need to catch up with healthy eating to better reflect our daily lives and, our lifestyles. So the organic organizers, they were designed to increase the longevity of fresh produce while stimulating healthy eating habits through visualization. We did a lot of background in psychology as well as wellness. And then we, of course, had to make it a sleek, gorgeous design. So it was perfect for the wellness kitchens of the future, while also being customizable and sustainable. It could fit in an average size kitchen to display, store, and cool fruits and vegetables.
Amazing. Sounds like you really thought about it from all angles, and also sounds very colorful, thinking about nutritious food that you would see. And I know you always go for the snack that you see first. So it's not so much just common sense, but it makes so much sense for the future. So I'm so glad you pulled from the wellness trends too. That's so smart.
Yeah, we tried to really hit all 3 points, design, business, and sustainability and wellness.
Very smart. And that is part of the criteria that's listed on the website. So if any students have questions about, how we judge each project, it is kind of from a comprehensive angle. So very strategic of you, Angie. I can see why you did well. All right, next question. So what were some of the memories, both good and bad, highlights and challenges of working on this team project?
It was fabulous, creative and collaborative project. I think personally it was really exciting for me because it kind of touched all of my interests: wellness, technology, and innovation, which I have to say, especially this year, for our summit in Tel Aviv, we'll probably be expanding even more on technology and innovation. And I think the greatest challenges were nailing down the business side of the project. You really have to get your elevator pitch down and make sure your video like packs a punch, because you're thinking about your project every day and so much, and you kind of forget that not everyone's on the same page as you, living in your head, and knows every detail like you. So you really have to be able to explain that in a comprehensive way and reel them in and possibly tug at their heartstrings. That always goes a long ways too.
Yeah, that's so smart. It's such a good point to really focus on the business side of it. I mean, that's a big focus of the Global Wellness Summit in general, is the business of wellness. And that's something that we're really bringing into the Shark Tank this year, because while we've received incredible concept submissions before, we really want to make sure that the business model is viable, so it can actually, take off and maybe come to life. This isn't just, ideas about wellness. These are, potential businesses about wellness to advance the industry. So I'm glad that you really kept that top of mind.
And it's definitely the place where you're able to share those business ideas with leaders and people in the industry. So it's a great time as any.
Totally. You're in the room where it happens, as I could say. Awesome. So did you or someone from your team attend the 2019 Global Wellness Summit, and how did it feel being in the same space among all these visionaries?
My teammate, Jasmine Darling, she went to Singapore for our group. If you're working in a group, one member goes on the trip to present. We did a solid game of rock, paper, scissors.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I hope it was 2 out of 3.
I think we just went for it.
Wow. Oh, well, even Stevens, I guess. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So interesting.
Jasmine did an amazing job of presenting, and she, of course, shared her experience with us. Honestly, we were so focused on our pitch and our part of the project that initially we didn't realize how powerful the summit would be as an overall experience. Because honestly, the competition is a very small part, but you get to immerse yourself in every aspect. So you get to go to a beautiful new country, a fabulous wellness resort. You're there for 3 to 4 days, just bumping elbows and networking with powerhouses in the business of wellness. You get to join in on table topics and hear what experts have to say. She was blown away for sure. And then I got to experience it myself in 2020 at the summit in Palm Beach as an employee, as part of the team. And I was not disappointed. She didn't do it justice, It's something you really have to experience in person. I was slightly starstruck, impressed every second of the day. There was so much insights and knowledgeable content being thrown at you. You just have to absorb it all like a sponge. There were speakers there like James Nestor, Rick Stolmeyer, Richard Carmona. It really is an experience of a lifetime, and I can't wait to go to Tel Aviv this year. So that's exciting.
Amazing. Yay, Tel Aviv. Well, I'm so glad you got to join the team and actually experience it in person, because yes, just hearing what happens through the grapevine isn't actually like being in this space, and it is really jaw-dropping for sure. I mean, I experienced my first one this year in 2021 in Boston, and you're right, you got to be in the room to really see the value. And it's such a motivator to submit an idea for Shark Tank, because it's more than just a cash prize, right? Yeah, you get a cash prize, and it's a good cash prize, so that's a great incentive. But it's really getting flown to the summit and presenting on stage, getting your name out there, and the networking and the experience. So thank you for telling us about that. How did you get the designer role at the Global Wellness Summit?
Well, that's a great example of the power of networking and the summit right there. I got it through through networking, through my professor Gary and Nancy Davis, and that's how I was able to land this job through the summit itself. I realized since then that the Shark Tank of Wellness competition was so much more than a competition, and it really launched my career in the business of wellness. So you can really see how I've gone full circle from participating in Shark Tank one year to presenting on stage in 2020 with our executive director, Nancy Davis, at the summit in Palm Beach. So it's a great moment to reflect on.
Wow. And that was only like a year difference. So it just kind of shows how it's a launching pad and how it can be so life-changing in such a short period of time, which is really exciting. And I know you're probably being super humble, but I have to say, working with you, you are a fabulous designer. And it wasn't your idea selected for the theme for the 2022 Global Wellness Summit, because I think we should use this opportunity to show it to our audience. What do you think? And will you tell us a little bit about the inspiration? Cool.
So I worked on it with our art director, Paulina, and Nancy, and it's very much inspired by the culture, the landscape, and the diversity of Israel.
So I'm just going to flip through this, but I'll let Angie, chime in with what inspired her.
Perfect. So it really is a color story that we wanted to come to life. We wanted the audience to feel the warmth of the deserts and the cool blues of the Mediterranean.
I feel it. I remember when I first saw this, I was like, wow.
It was lots of fun to get to. The design process was amazing, and we're able to balance it with such gorgeous photography of Israel that really strengthens our campaign. But Israel has so many layers, from their innovators to the rich ancient culture, and we wanted to peel back each one and tell the whole story of Israel. So
totally.
Open minds, open hearts, open for business.
Open for business, and also finally open borders, because we've been trying to go to Israel. Third time's a charm. So we are going this year. All systems go. Open minds, open hearts, open for business. And yeah, that's what the Shark Tank is. It's a business competition. So very, very exciting.
Yeah, well, and it's also an artistic experience too. There's many different aspects. The stage design from this aspect of the 2022 summit. It's very immersive.
Cool. I didn't realize that about the stage design, but it makes sense that we're going to tie it all together. I'm excited to see what it'll look like this year, for sure. Wonderful. All right. So this is the last question. This has been such a fun conversation, but to leave us with some wisdom for, our future finalists, what advice would you give to students competing this year?
Yeah, just really go for it. I feel like it's been a tough few years, and I feel like there's a lot of hesitations kind of getting back in the game, so to speak. But there's so much opportunity and excitement and networking available at the summit. It's really something you have to experience in person, and it's so valuable. You'll take what you learn there and carry it with you forever, I think. It does an amazing job of just kind of dunking you into the business of wellness, and it really might turn into more than a competition. It's life-changing. So.
Totally. Not just for the person, but for the industry. I mean, if one of these ideas really comes to life to shape the future, we're going to be reading about it in a future trends report. Who knows?
We're talking
it'll come full circle again.
Right now.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time, Angie. This has been so thought-provoking. I hope it inspired our, as I said, future finalists, future students, current students to compete. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to Kendra.Kobler at globalwellnesssummit.com. Happy to help. We also have a frequently asked questions page on our website that usually covers the bases, but we're here to help and support you, and we look forward to seeing your ideas. Thanks so much. Catch you next time. Thanks, Angie.